starts right now.
Tecumseh Public Schools closed today and will be closed again tomorrow after new developments regarding threats against its students. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shay Razi. The Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office advised all campuses to close. The district will reopen Monday after fall break and moved parent-teacher conferences and semester tests to next week as well. The district says the FBI alerted them Saturday about a month-old social media post showing weapons inside a school restroom. Investigators say the student arrested admitted to planning to shoot up the high school, and evidence was found during a search of his home. He's now facing multiple charges, including making terror threats. Now to continuing coverage of a construction project in Jinx. ODOT crews started the final phase of work on the 96th Street Bridge over the Arkansas River today. The last phase includes striping the bridge. Traffic will be down to one lane each way throughout the day as crews move through the area. Drivers are asked to slow down and use caution. All lanes will reopen when striping is complete. We will update you once that happens. New at 6, Oklahomans celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day at Tulsa's 9th Native American Day Festival. People from various tribes came together to celebrate the strength and resilience of Native communities. Fox 23's Jade Murrow is live in the newsroom after going to the event this morning. Jade, you talked to people excited to be part of an event that leaves a lasting impact.
That's right, Shay, and some of the people that I spoke to on and off camera were Native and some weren't. But what they all had in common is that they were grateful to be surrounded by so many who can teach, show, and represent the meaning and history of being Native American. Food, Native vendors with various colors, ribbon skirts, a parade, drums, and Native pride being displayed at Dreamkeepers Park in celebration of the 2025 Tulsa Native American Day, a festival open to everyone. Cheryl Cohenhauer, chair of the Greater Commission of Tulsa, tells me the festival's theme is From Trails to Triumph.
Tribes lost a lot of their land, a lot of their culture, and the United States, tried to wipe out their existence, calling it Manifest Destiny.
She tells me it's the perfect theme for the tribes reflecting what they went through and how they overcame everything.
They are thriving and they bring a lot to your community other than just being Native Americans. So this is an opportunity for people to come down and celebrate the fact that they're there.
This celebration is important because it gives people an opportunity to reconnect with their tribe, culture, or learn about history all in one. Owasso student Liam Vicina is Cherokee and says the festival does put things in a perspective, making him want to learn more about his tribe's culture and history.
They did suffer a lot, because of crops that died a lot, and then the Trail of Tears, and a lot of other things that happened to them, and how they got enslaved. And I think that's horrible, and I want to learn about it more to know how they dealt with that and how they got through it.
But the event gives others, like Skytook student Carter Smith, the opportunity to celebrate her tribe, something she's proud to have the privilege to do.
I love being Native because it's really fun. You get to dance, do everything.
Yeah.
They really respect you. When you're dancing around the drum, they really respect you and let you in there. And I love that. And that's who I am. And that's all I can be happy for. For my birthday, I can just be happy that I'm Osage.
Several people at the festival tell me that they're excited for next year's Native American Day celebration. Live in the newsroom, covering News That Matters, I'm Jade Murrow, Fox 23 News.
That little girl is adorable too. Jade, thank you. Happening now, Northeastern State University is also celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. The celebration began at the Tahlequah campus at 2 and goes until 7 tonight. They have traditional games and crafts, a community dinner, and a march in solidarity with Indigenous people across the country. We talked to Nico Jackson, the student president of the American Indian Science and Engineering Society, about the importance of celebrating Indigenous people.
Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to remember and celebrate who we are and where we've come from as Indigenous people, to remember the hardships that Native American people have faced in the development of this country, but also remember the contributions that Native Americans have made to the modern society that most people don't particularly realize, even here in Oklahoma.
Everyone in the community was invited to join students, faculty, and staff and participate in the celebration. NSU also announced the launch of its Bachelor of Science in Nursing program today. The university says the new degree will prepare students to enter the healthcare workforce as registered nurses. The school says the 120-hour program will also help tackle Oklahoma's nursing shortage. That program will be offered starting fall 2026. Nearly $4.5 billion in unclaimed property was returned to people across the country last year, according to the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators. But I found out from the Better Business Bureau, scammers are now trying to trick you into believing money is owed to you.
Who wouldn't want money owed to them? Unclaimed property can include everything from money to stock certificates to coin collections and items left in a forgotten safe deposit box. Amy Mitchell, CEO of the Better Business Bureau of Eastern Oklahoma, says there's a new scam going around involving unclaimed property.
So BBB is seeing a little bit of a twist on a phishing scam. We had in the last month over 800 consumers report to us this particular scam. And what it is you get a phone call or a text that says, hey, you have unclaimed funds in the thousands of dollars. Send us your information. We'll send you out a check. This is a scam. There might be unclaimed funds in your name, and there are ways to access those, but you shouldn't need a third party to help you get those funds if they're even there.
So what happens, do you know, in this case? Has anyone fallen for it, and what happened to the victims?
So what happens to the victim is they're out the money, unfortunately. So they'll say, hey, we have these unclaimed funds, but there's a $50 processing fee that you have to pay. You end up paying the processing fee, you never get a check. There are legitimate websites out there that will show you government unclaimed funds, but you have to be really careful with what you click on, really careful to make sure that's a legitimate site.
You can search unclaimed property on our state treasurer's website. Businesses can also search to see if they are owed money. I didn't find any owed to me, but maybe you'll have better luck. Just keep this in mind so you don't get scammed.
That's usually the clue. If you have to pay money to get money owed to you.
Yes, you shouldn't have to pay any money to receive money that you are owed.
We have important links for you in this story on FOX23.com, so you can check to see if you do have unclaimed property, including money owed to you here in Oklahoma or another state where you lived previously, as well as how to check if the federal government owes you money from things like mortgage insurance refunds or other accounts. New at 6, Rogers State University kicked off its Scared Sober October week today. The event on the Claremore campus is an initiative planned by the RSU Student Affairs and Campus Activities team to educate people on the risks of irresponsible drinking. Today began with mocktails and some relaxation. Tomorrow, students can take shots for sobriety by playing basketball wearing alcohol impairment goggles. For more information and a list of planned events, click on this story on FOX23.com. Happening this week, Oktoberfest Tulsa will celebrate its 46th year as it returns to River West Festival Park. Thousands of visitors from Oklahoma and around the world even are expected to gather this Thursday through Sunday when it's open to the public. Remember, Wednesday is corporate night. The event will feature classic German and European food, carnival rides, German-themed activities, and games, contests, and lots of entertainment. Gates open Thursday at 4 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they open at 11 a.m. General admission tickets are $20.15. Children 12 and younger get in for free. No tickets are needed during Zico Family Free Day between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Friday. And more details for you. A free shuttle service will drop off all festival goers at the front gate of Oktoberfest. Parking areas are located throughout Tulsa, including along Boston Avenue from 8th Street to 13th, downtown hotels, the Blue Dome District, and OSU Tulsa's Greenwood campus. Parking will also include the Wee Street Ice Center and Marriott Tulsa Southern Hills. Now, for those of you who want to ride your bicycle to the festival, valet will check your ride at the Spoke House Bike Corral located on the River Parks bike path for free. But keep in mind, there is no parking near the festival grounds.
From the Berggraf Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, certified meteorologist Mike Grogan.
And we're hoping to keep the rain away for that big event here in Tulsa later this week, but we've had some of it today and it has kept temperatures cool where it has rained. Let's look at how much rain has fallen so far. North of I-40, we've had intermittent showers, but most of which have been quite light. Officially, Tulsa only about 1/100th to 1/10 of an inch of rain, depending on where you live. Going northwest of Tulsa, though, you'll find amounts a little heavier. We've even had a few spots in western Osage County with more than 1/2 inch of rain falling since about midnight last night. But you can see most amounts generally on the light side. But we're not quite done yet. The rain continues to push eastward, but also weaken with eastward extent, so that limits the rain we've had east and northeast of Tulsa today. A little closer in, you'll still see rain falling consistently where we've had the most of it so far, mainly west of Highway 75 and north of Highway 412. That puts Osage and Pawnee County certainly in the wet zone still, and that is where we've had the rain ongoing for much of the day. It continues to expand towards Bartlesville, but weakening, so just scattered to light showers around the city of Bartlesville. Further east you go, the lighter the amounts of rain will be for the next few hours before this all goes away. Further south around Tulsa, most of what we have in the city on radar, what we see is ground clutter, so no rainfall being picked up, but we've had a few sprinkles still sliding in, so you might have to use the windshield wipers a time or two more somewhere in the metro area between now and about 8 o'clock. At that point, we should start to see this going away. Even by 7 o'clock on Radar Predictor, we're not all that excited about the rain still. This is the latest high-resolution data showing not much going on besides lingering clouds by about 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Beyond that point, we should be mostly dry heading into the start of our Tuesday. Clouds will be receding from south to north, so the further north you are, it will be a little longer before we lose cloud cover for your Tuesday. But once the clouds go away, the heat is on. But right now, enjoying a little taste of actual decent and average October weather right now. We are at 72 degrees with a light breeze right now out of the northeast, but no surprise with the rainfall recently. High humidity is going with us, but some of us have missed out on rain, and we made it to the low 90s in places like McAllister over towards Wilburton, further north a strip of 80s and upper 70s towards Muskogee, and north of there rain cooled air certainly impacting us today. Upper 60s in Pawnee, 72 Bartlesville down to Claremore. Big change compared to yesterday at this time. Many spots are as much as 15 to 20 degrees cooler, but this is going to be a reverse trend by tomorrow. So as we head into our Tuesday, here's the temperature trend at 7 p.m., 70 degrees, dipping into the upper 60s, but we don't see much of a cool down beyond that point. In fact, we'll probably level out in the mid to upper 60s into the start of our Tuesday. And those morning lows are going to be well above average over the next several days. In fact, once we get to Friday, this will be the latest date we've ever had without dipping to 50 degrees or cooler by this point in the year. As we move into the week or the day ahead of us, a great day for a dog walk, especially in the morning when it's a bit cooler. By afternoon, 87, full sunshine out there, running well above that average high in the mid 70s. Tulsa will hit 87, 88 Bixby. Further south, pretty similar to what we had today, mid to upper 80s on hand, 87 in Bristow. Further to the north, it'll be quite a bit warmer than today, 84 Bartlesville, 85 in Pryor. The trend will be for above average readings continuing on for the rest of the week as warm air is with us, and it will come with light winds initially, but the winds increase as our next storm system draws near. That next system may bring us a healthier amount of rain, with some of us receiving over an inch between Friday and especially on into our Saturday, which appears to be the day with our greater storm threat. A few storms by then may be severe. Can't rule out an isolated severe storm Friday evening, but right now the greater threat appears to evolve in our eastern counties on Saturday before the storm system clears the area. So a little taste of fall severe weather ahead of us. With all that warmth to fuel it, we do have that moderate chance of storms into the start of the weekend, but the rest of the weekend should be cooling off and sunny. A beautiful end to Oktoberfest weekend with highs in the upper 70s with that north breeze. But the cooler air doesn't last for very long. We'll be back in the 80s by next Monday. And as we extend that forecast out further, another storm system awaits us by the middle of next week, which promises to bring about maybe even a bit more cooling. Once again, still not far from average, but a retreat from summer-like temperatures. James will be back with you at 9. He'll update you on the remaining showers and the warmth to build in.
Even though half the population goes through menopause, many doctors are not trained to treat it. Last week, we began a 4-week discussion on menopause, and we will be airing part 2 tomorrow on Fox 23 News at 5, looking at the connection between menopause and heart disease. Then on November 3rd, we're ending with a 1-hour special where Michelle Lynn, Jana Clark, Sunny Lee, and I all sit down and discuss our experiences and why there's so little information for you out there about what's happening. And we talk about the treatments available. Keep watching Fox 23 tonight. Coming up at 7 or right after baseball, it's Name That Tune, followed by The Weakest Link, then Fox 23 News at 9 and 10. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Shay Rozzi. Have a good night.